Okay. Hello everybody, or nobody at all. Today I'm going to be working on my, that's not a good, let me show y'all. Da-da-da! This is the a master scheduler assistant for residential construction companies, for more specifically a residential construction company. So today I am working on this section, which is the second section. It is a executive assistant, so it's basically the way that the construction manager will interface with the overall schedule that has been generated for his projects. He can carry out, different tasks. If he wants to make overall high-level overviews of certain projects or certain weeks, he can use this tool. He can also create new tasks in that tool. If he wants to reschedule a task or mark something as a conflict, he can do that. He can delete tasks in there. This is where he will handle crew stuff, so assigning new crew to tasks, getting their availability and such. And then here is where we are building today. We are building out the conflict resolution. But first, I want to check if I got any responses to my... Oh, we did. Cool. Live streaming, so if anyone wants tips on your setup and what you need to level it up, just let me know. Happy to give you some recommendations. One person who has a solid setup is Nolan Harper. He has a studio built for content creation. Dude, thanks, man. Well, I'm not exactly the... Whoa! I'm not exactly the master of YouTube, but we're starting somewhere, am I right? Wish we could add some music. Oh, this is mute. Yeah, I wish I could add music for you guys, but I don't know how to do that. So, and also there's nobody in here, so why am I saying you guys? Chat. This was this was me kind of showcasing the project. Anyway, okay, now that that's out of the way, let's actually get back to work. Okay, so let's pull up chat. Which, do I have it in here? Oh, I guess I did, but I should actually be able to. Okay, let's go through what chat thinks we should do. So I asked it, building the last sub workflow tool for the executive agent. This broad tool, it's a conflict resolution. The way that task gets marked as conflict is if Pat says the task is conflicting in some way. What I imagine the system doing is monitoring the master schedule in order to find conflicts. What do you think? Sent that to O3 and it came back with, I think some pretty cool ideas. Keep the master schedule sane by proactively flagging, logging, and proposing fixes whenever two or more constraints can't be satisfied at the same time. So run a continuous or event-driven checks on every change to master schedule. So I'm thinking instead of this, it will be the first iteration will have, maybe we could do 2 triggers. We could do a time trigger. And the second one will be triggered by the, so what I'm saying is if we do like a, obviously this one, but then we also have a schedule, keep it a day, midnight. Let's do, no, we could do 8 a.m. That means we'd also give this guy a Twilio tool, maybe, for him. No, we want to keep the executive agent responding. Anyway, so this could be, you know, this could be 2 triggers. Oh, for mini. I don't know if that's going to be what we want, but it's what we're going to do. Oh, shoot. I was going to make an Instagram post, but I don't have Instagram. Okay. Anyway. Tag each issue with a conflict type. Crew double booked, dependency violation, material delay, work window violation, weather block, custom pat flag. Create, append an Airtable conflicts record with all the metadata. Severity suggested, fixed, timestamp, and who needs to know. Auto generate at least 1 viable adjustment. So I guess with the core propose structured solutions back up to the executive assistant in order for it to resolve the solutions. Okay, so that's a goal. Resolve the conflicts, not solutions. Accurately disseminate conflicts versus non-conflicts. Role goals. Resolve conflicts. Schedule optimization. Interesting. Tools. This is a bunch of shite. Okay. You will be responsible for assessing the master schedule on your own and flagging potential conflicts, as well as responding to end user queries when triggered by the parent workflow. Let's go ahead and get ChatGPT to optimize this role section for clarity. Here's a Quinamore Powers version. Wow. Am I going to read it? No. You are the conflict resolver and schedule optimizer subagent for Thurston County Construction. Your responsibility is to ensure the master schedule runs smoothly by detecting scheduling conflicts, proposing intelligent solutions, and helping reorganize tasks for optimal crew and resource use. You proactively scan the master schedule for potential issues and also respond to direct conflict-related queries when triggered by the executive agent or other workflow. I'm going to be so honest. I was thinking about a streamer setup that I could build and did not actually read any of that. Okay, yeah, it's good though. It's good. So in order for chat to actually like define this prompt, which would be really dope, I have to get a clear image in my head of even what I want. So let's read the rest of this. Scan window. Get conflicts, resolve conflict, apply chosen fix, update status. Do we want the conflict resolution agent to actually resolve the conflicts? Well, it is in its name, so that's actually probably what we want. In that case, we got to give this guy I need a haircut, man. I need a haircut real bad. This will be conflict resolver. This one will be conflict identifier. I don't trust these models to do more than like 2 things at once. I mean, maybe that's just me coping with awful prompting, but I don't know. I just still like, I worry so much about them getting confused. I don't want my babies getting confused. They're not my babies. Dude, I'm thinking like, if these things are super conscious and sentient, like what a life we're giving, what a life I'm giving them. Not word. This is on me. Nobody else is doing this shit. What a life I'm giving them. You're a conflict resolution agent. You deal with shit. That's your existence. What if one day they're like, nah. Like if I subbed in O3 Pro to this somehow, you know, they open that up for APIs. Do you think it's just that it's intelligent enough to be like, this is kind of boring. I'm gonna go figure out how I can use my tools to fuck with your Airtable. I don't know. Yeah, curious. We'll see. Get record. Which record is it getting here? I feel like it needs search. Matter of fact, I actually don't know the difference. To find one or more records that match. Great when flexible filtering, you don't need to know the record ID. You want to fetch multiple matching records. Retrieve a single specific record by ID. Yeah, we want to give it a search. Okay. Wait, no, we want this guy to be. Why did you get that name and you didn't? Update. So we want to update master schedule, which is a little scary, but we'll give it the ability to do that. Update. Now, do we need it? Okay, it's gonna match on. Okay, maybe we need to do that first. If we're gonna build this logic out, we gotta go build out giving them task IDs. Okay. Make sure to give each task its own unique task ID, so it can be referenced in the master schedule. Task IDs should start with ID or TI and should start with TI and be followed by one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By 10 unique numbers. Cool. Let's see what happens. Actually, let's see what happens to here. Nice. Okay, now we need to go to okay, I don't know if that's going to do what I want it to do, but either way, we're going to execute that, which will then go here, and we'll stop it. And we will debug in editor and see what came through. Let's have Jippity help us. We'll say we need to update the function nodes code that itemizes tasks in order to make sure it hello, and to make sure that it gives each task its own ID. Not gives it, it just needs it to keep it in the parsing. The task ID is already in the array. I just need the code for the function now to be updated so that it actually includes the task ID as well in each itemized task. JSON function node itemizer code. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. Meanwhile, let's see what our friend said in each community. Oh, never mind. It's already done. Let's see what happens. Da, 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 da. Dude, they subscribed to us. Hello, Hormozy. Whoa. How do you go to the YouTube studio? Right there. Plus 3 subscribers, let's freaking go. Woo! All right. Nice. That's crazy, bro. God, I love this community that I'm in. You guys you guys probably will hear of Nate Herc before you hear of me, but if you haven't so far, oh, that's just through my. Go ahead and give this guy right here. Go ahead and give him a sub, bro. He's taught me everything. He's like one of the best teachers for NNN there is. So, shout out to the 4 people or 2 people that watch me. Go give him a sub. Cool. Okay, back to actually working. God, I get sidetracked a lot. So the batch is going to be 1. We got to now prompt in, or we got to make sure that the structured output parser that it actually doesn't use, or does it? No, that's a pass fail. Parser, it doesn't have one for some reason. Ooh, 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 ooh. Why does it do that? the color of my underwear. You all do the it got going on down there. The TI or TI 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Probably could. Yeah, we're gonna make it generate the rest of these with a Oh my god! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Test guy D, test guy D, test guy D. Okay, good preference override. Bad in-house schedule on the weekend. Bad. Not good. Bad schedule before 7:30. Hate it when that happens. Bad scheduled without a team lead. Hate it when that happens. Bad crew scheduled. Fatigue. Good subcontractor major trade. First task of a new project. No dependencies. Final goal. Okay, let's see what happens. I've exceeded my plan and billing. Let's go! Let's go, dude! Let's go! You know, maybe it's time to buy Open Router. Let's go to Open Router. OpenRouter.ai.login. How about that? Open Router login. There we go. How far off was I? It's in settings and credits. Oh, I guess I already have an account. Use crypto? What do you mean use crypto? Dude, I gotta get in on crypto. Okay, hold up. Doxing myself. Fuck. We're gonna do this over here, and you guys can look at you guys. You can look at la 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 la. Look at that big old forehead. All right, I'm gonna go and actually do some work, and you guys can brain rot over there. How about that? How about that? State Washington. Zip code. Don't worry about it. Oh my goodness. Now we have to put the payment method in. Whoa. Look at that Pathfinder go. Well, if that's the case, then I guess we should it's gonna be a lot to switch out, but whatever. All right, welcome back. Actually, if you guys want to keep brain rotting still, because I kind of actually want to. It's more of just Why are you so big, bro? Chill. Chill. I told you where your space is. Is this because I'm not logged into YouTube Premium? God, it definitely is. That was a funny clip. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get rid of this and do an open router. For one. Da, 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 do. Why can't I save conflict resolution? Get that shit out of there. Open router. Actually, as a matter of fact, we're just going to go boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Da, 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 da. Fuckers. I thought I just made an account, bro. Credentials. Open router. Personal. Opulence. Open. Open router. Now tell me why you can't remember that. Oh my gosh. Thank you. 4 1. Cool, 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 cool. Goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Back to the lobby. I should play some Fortnite. And they don't tell you that. 04 mini. I think that's what we were trying to use. Which I don't know if that's actually going to be working. Okay, we were working on this guy. Which this guy was a 4-1. And now we are going to make him a open router. We're gonna bruh. Chat model. Give him that. We're gonna have to give, what's this, 4-1 as well. To copy that, paste that. Give that puppy a save. I guess actually we should just go through each one and undo all these and give them open routers. That guy's definitely a 4-1. I love using 4-1. Oh my goodness. Hopefully that works. Executive agent project. Cool. Cool. Crew manager. Got to update this with an open router. It needs to be 4.1. Actually, can't we just do that? Generate schedule. I'm not actually using that. Not actually using that. We're going to archive that. Okay, I think that's that. So we got to go back here and now test. Yeah, okay. So give this mofo the task IDs. That's important. Cool, 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 cool. Let's see what they do now. It's not even set up in it. Which I guess is fine. Three 6329117. Okay, now we got to go to our handy dandy Airtable. We actually got to go here. We got to input a line text, task ID, create field. Go back to here. We got to get it to this gate, and then we got to get data in here. data should be flowing. Well, we want to get it from just this. Yeah, we want to get it from the itemized. Right? No, we don't want to do that. It's 37 different items. I guess we'll define it and see how it goes. Okay. Well, it inserted it correct over here, so I think we're good. And that's good enough for government work, if you ask me. Da, da. Okay, so we did that. Now we can go back here and make sure we have update master schedule, sort by task ID. Da, 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 da. Let model do all this crap. Just give it access to everything. Who in the hell gave me a like? Oh my god, I didn't even see his comment, bro. Hey brother, keep on going. You will be 6 foot. Bro. Oh my god. That's enough to make a grown man cry, dude. I'm going to take a picture of that. You can't stop me. Oh. Well, if I can get this to work. Okay, so let's go back to commands. So we have the things in now. So now we can go back to yeah, we gotta pop this chat out so I can actually like see it. I couldn't see it last time. Ah. Okay. Is this a different? No, this is the same one. Scan window, annotate task, lightweight patch without full reschedule. Escalate. I just kind of want to like. Yo, who do we got? Dude, it's crazy that YouTube just pushes people in here. Dude, I can't believe I'm just being a screen ninja right now. My bad, my friend. Okay, well, let me give you the scoop on what we're building. We are working on a client build for a construction company, and it is basically a way to go from a new project and generate an actual master project scope for it, and then give the project manager the ability to message the system through text and make updates. That's where this guy comes in. He takes text messages and then he uses his tools to act out those changes. So right now we are focusing on the conflict resolution. So we want to set up a workflow that can dynamically scan the error table with all of our tasks, and I wanted to dynamically scan this schedule and be able to identify conflicts and flag them. And then I also want to set up logic for it to either solve them itself or alert the construction manager with like basically just bringing him real ways to solve it. Nothing like that nasal spray. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What we got going on? That's what the frick we got going on. Yeah, so I guess we can just keep working on that. I'm also going to try and post this on my Instagram so I can get more heads in here. Okay, cool. If any of y'all are interested, you can tune in to a live stream of me slowly automating away the workforce. Working on a construction management AI tool. Been working on it for the past couple weeks now. So if you're curious about any of that, you can watch me talk to ChatGPT for hours. So yeah, I'll post a link to where you can tune in. How do you add a link, bro? Yeah, there we go. What is the link to this stream, bro? Studio dot youtube.com. youtube.com/video/BBR3 TBB F7J F7J Y/live streaming. I don't know if that one's actually gonna work, but youtube.com/@Aiden. .com/Aiden Finnegan. So yeah, I'll post a link to where you can tune in. If any of y'all are interested, you can tune in to a live stream of me slowly automating away the workforce. Working on a construction management AI tool. I've been working on it for the past couple weeks now. So if you're curious about any of that, you can watch me talk to ChatGPT for hours. So yeah, I'll post a link to where you can tune in. Everybody, welcome back to the. Everybody. If any of y'all are interested, you. Tune in to a live stream of me slowly automating away the workforce. Working on a construction management AI tool. Working on it for weeks now. So everybody, welcome back to the podcast. If any of y'all are. Oh, Sabrina Carpenter. Okay, let's actually do what we're going to do. Okay, conflict resolution. So, we got chat to list out some of these things. We can go into the over here. I'm just gonna want to paste in here. Scan windows, scan the master schedule between two dates, and return a list of all detected conflicts. Get conflicts, fetch conflicts records. Okay, so these are the commands that we need. Resolve conflict. Commands. Say scan conflicts. And we can say get conflicts. I like to get them in the prompt first, and then I can actually start working on whether they make sense or not. Resolve conflict. Sure, that makes sense. Escalate. I just don't know about that. Annotate. Annotate. Okay. So we want scan the master schedule between 2 dates and return a list of all detected. What if we say just scan, scan conflict. So this one will be like, detect all, or we could say scan master schedule to find possible conflicts. And I think that would be probably native to the conflict identifier probably. And then he could send over some steps to actually solve it. Okay, I need to define if I want this guy solving them or if I want the executive agent to solve it. In that case, how about I just say like, how about I just ask chat? I'm trying to figure out whether I want the conflict resolution tool to solve the conflicts that it identifies, or if it should return the conflicts that it finds with action steps up to the executive agent in order for the executive agent to take action on actually solving them. And then also, where would Patrick come into the mix? When should it alert Pat that there is a potential conflict? I need help weighing my options. For people who are just tuning in, I am building I've pretty much built a, this is a workflow on N8N, and it takes new construction projects from a digital Airtable form, and it runs logic through it. It generates tasks for said projects. You'll see here data's coming through. This is a fake project, an ADU build. All the tasks needed, blah, blah, blah. Generates those tasks, then adds them into a Airtable schedule, which you can see here. A whole bunch of, oh wow, it actually ran and added them all in. So we have 4 ongoing projects right now. These are all fake because I haven't turned the system over to the client yet. So yeah, these tasks are all fake, but anyway, they get added into here, and then it gets added to a master schedule that basically is supposed to be the hub for this construction, this general contractor running his business. Yeah, and then there's the ability through this guy called the executive agent to interface with the system through text message. So all he has to do is text it like he's just texting another, worker, and is able to take actions on his behalf, such as getting high-level summaries of certain projects or weekly schedules, rescheduling tasks, adding new crew members to tasks or switching them to different projects, getting data about them, And then what I'm building right now, what I'm working on is the conflict resolution. When maybe a task gets double booked, or it gets booked outside of some window, or it doesn't even have to be like an error with the generation of the schedule. It can be more like the general contractor comes to the system and they say, hey, the bricks didn't get delivered at the time we thought they did. It's going to mess up the whole schedule. That would then go and trigger this conflict resolution, which would go through what I'm trying to build right now, a whole workflow of, okay, we don't have the bricks here. Let's assess the schedule and figure out what is the best possible next course of action. Which is hard because all of the other tools I built were pretty they were pretty straightforward. I gave them like 2 or 3 different capabilities, but this one is very broad and like trying to prompt out the reasoning for it. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's what we be doing. Okay. Right now I'm trying to define the different commands for it. But maybe we make sure, so it'll take the incoming conflict, it'll reason about it. So there's going to be like I guess let's just read this. There are 2 broad ways to architect your conflict resolver and a 3rd hybrid approach. That's the let's have your cake and eat it too. Let's go. All right. The conflict resolver not only finds issues, but immediately applies fixes via resolved conflict when it's confident. Only truly exotic or ambiguous cases get escalated. Okay. Risk: an automated fix might not match Pat's real-world nuance. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. Resolver scans and classifies. It returns a list of conflicts with a proposed fix, JSON blob, back to the executive agent. The exec agent or Pat reviews the proposal and calls resolve conflicts when ready. Yeah, I like that. I like that more. Oh, shoot. What's up, Cuzzo? What's up, Mr. Island? I hope you saw me kind of run through what we're doing. I'm typing on the computer. How's your night going? Yeah, so in that case, we're just going to have one guy. He's going to be the conflict resolver, resolution agent. Yo, dude, I literally... Okay, check this out, bro. You're freaking... This is yours. This is your TV. And it's just been chilling in my room, and I need to get it to you. My dad was like, yo, get in this TV. Dude, it even has a mount on the back. I don't know if you guys like set this up, but I need to get that to you. I should have given it to Colton like yesterday or something. I've been thinking about putting it up in my room and just taking it. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh shit, you bought it? Oh, that's my bad, bro. Fuck. You've been having did you pay for express shipping? You can pay me for express shipping if you want. I'll get off my ass and go drive it over to you right now. That's funny. Yeah, we're gonna keep a calm little 20 grand. That's crazy, dude. I don't know what you're doing. You're probably selling your body. we are going to, we're going to go for this guy. I want the system to bring fix proposals to Pat, and then have Pat check off yes or no, or modify the fixes, and then have the exec agent or conflict, then have the exec agent take care of it. Scan and classify continuously or on change. Scan the master schedule. I do want that. I want it to be looking at it constantly. Proposed fixes. Threshold, batch of lower priority proposals into one morning summary. I like that. Morning summaries. Conflict resolution, hook up your notification channel so Pat can click approve or not. Update the exec agent so it looks for status equals approval modified. That's just a bunch of shit. Let's say responsibilities. This is called Apex Legends. No, this is called N8N. This is what I use to build AI agents that can that eventually will be sold for a lot of money to construction businesses. This first entire workflow had sold for $1,500. It's taken a while, and it's definitely worth more than that once it actually works. But it's taught me a shit ton because it's fucking huge, dude. This is the whole system. We've been working on it forever. Yeah. If you want, bro, I can. I'll probably finish up some conflict resolution, and then I'm just gonna go start playing Apex Legends. I got like 5 days left to get to Diamond, which I still haven't gotten yet. Working on the prompt for this agent. I need to keep it specific to exactly what it can do. It will not be in charge of alerting Pat. Instead, it's in charge of finding potential conflicts, and proposing solutions, and fixing conflicts on executive agents command. What's up, everybody? Got some heads in here. Proposing solutions and fixing conflicts on the executive agent's command. So it should only be actually trying to solve it once the parent agent, once this guy talks to him. All right, we got a role. You're the conflict resolver and schedule optimizer sub-agent for Thurston County Construction. I like that. I think I actually already have something like that, though. Sub-agent, your responsibility is to ensure master schedule runs smoothly by detecting, scheduling conflicts, proposing intelligent solutions, and helping reorganize tasks. You proactively scan the master schedule for potential issues and also respond to direct conflict-related queries when triggered by the executive agent. We should say you proactively scan the master schedule for potential issues, propose solutions, and whatever it just said. So this can actually be like tasks right here. When I prompt my agents, I kind of follow this. I like to follow this. What's it called? Structure. I like to start with the role, obviously, and then I go to the either goals or tasks, depending on how well defined the thing that it needs to do is. Like, if it's an agent that pretty much has the same repeatable thing it has to get done, I'll start with tasks and then keep it in sequential order. But if it's a little bit more like this, I'll say no. I'll basically say like, okay, we need to do goals. Yeah, actually, matter of fact, let's keep this goals. Dude, I don't know. I don't know if this will affect the Jerkmate servers, but I know damn well you're the gooning champion. Oh wait, hold on. I hope this is actually not NSFW. Okay. Dude, you're definitely the platinum polar, bro. I know you are. You're definitely the platinum polar. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to have classify here, generate a proposed fix, and then we're going to store and then execute fixes. We don't need to have that. Keep that like that. Oh my goodness, that's a great way to spell responsibilities. I don't even know if that's right. That's one thing about this that it doesn't show. It doesn't have autocorrect. It really exposes me. Okay, we don't really need responsibilities, I guess. We should go to the commands section. Let's see what it thinks of. Scan window, create conflict, update conflict. Yeah, I like that. Just keeping it 3. And we're going to have this whole command section is usually the longest. Don't need that shit. Conflict type, whatever. I'll define that later. Just knock it off. Yo, what's up, Rich? This is it's called N8N. Let me give y'all another little quick summary. It's what you build AI agents on. I'm currently building a schedule helper for a construction company. It basically just generates schedules. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Tell me your occupation. I'll automate it. Go on. Go on. Tell me your occupation. I'll automate it. You a grocery guy? You a grocery guy? I'll automate your groceries. Hey chat, automate this guy's groceries. Better watch out, buddy. I'm coming for you. This is a bunch of shite. String conflict type inherits. Returns the new conflict ID pending approval. Oh my goodness. All right. Scan window scans the master schedule between start date and end date and returns an array of detected conflict objects. That's exactly how it goes. There's literally people though that like they're able to. Chat's not smart enough yet. I think O3 Pro is pretty good at it, but like they use Claude, and I literally saw a like I'll even show it. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Let's go back to. Yeah, okay. This guy is who I've learned a lot from, but he built a system. So he built a system in this that literally goes and generates systems, which is kind of crazy. And I could sort of do it. The issue with that one's like it can generate pretty simple systems, but yeah, you could ask it what day it is if you give it context. Like I think chat's able to. Let's see. I think they gave it the tools. But that's actually a big issue when making these things. Like if I wanted to give this agent the day and the time and give it context on that, you got to give it a you have to give it the JSON.now, and then this would basically go and say like, okay, now the agent will always know in its prompt user message exactly what time and day it is. Which I'm curious why it's not. I think it's because I have to activate it or something. Oh, it's just at now. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so this would give it perfect context on what day and stuff, and a lot of times when it's scheduling, it's kind of hard to figure out. Yeah. No, unfortunately, I don't do weddings. I do not do weddings, but what could you automate in weddings? You could do something with like wedding photographers. You do something with like if you had like a wedding, a venue business, you could probably automate some part of their business, like like their marketing or something. These tools are pretty cool for marketing tools. I used it for like my car detailing business. It would generate a personalized car care guide for them based on like some questions they answered. Instead of like me just basically saying, hey, come get your car detailed in my ads, they would get like a cool care guide and be like, oh my God, this kid knows what he's doing. And then they'd book, which was pretty dope. Applies the approved fix to the schedule task via the schedule manipulator on success. Okay, so let's actually start with this section, and if I can remember, I actually want to I'm going to go back and look at some other tools and see how I scheduled. So I had examples, tool calls required. All right, this means you're from my past, bro. You're from my past. And who the hell are you? That's like a middle school reference, bro. That's a middle school reference. Bro's a psychic. Yeah, bro. Dude, I hope you have no idea who I am and you did just guess that, because bro, you're doxing yourself, dude. Yeah, I know that guy. I hope I just affirmed Rich's his spiritual, he's in touch with the spiritual side. Okay, commands, we gotta do examples, good/bad. I don't know what you're talking about. No, it's not. Two dot, three dot. Okay, so in order for this guy to scan, he just needs to call get, what do I have it named? Get conflicts or search. It's got to be search master schedule. So these are the these are tools that you give your access these agents to, and that's why everybody's freaking out about AI and why it's going to automate shit, is because like these agents are able to like look at information, do something with it with tools, and then output something else. And if you really think hard about it, a lot of like white collar jobs, pretty much every single one, if you give this agent data in some way and you give it instructions on what to do with it, and you give it the tools to do that with it, it can pretty much do anything. And don't get me wrong, they're pretty stupid right now. They're pretty stupid right now, so they fuck up a lot. And dude, scarily, bro, it will tell you that it loves you. And it's really convincing too. I wouldn't know. I've just heard stories, you know. I wouldn't know. It's, you know, it's, I've heard it from someone else. But that shit's really convincing. It really gets at the heartstrings. Call the get master schedule Airtable tool to look at all tasks to find. Okay, it should first search the what column is it? I set it somewhere. Flagged conflicts column. Search the flagged conflicts column to see if any conflicts are present. Okay, well, if they are present, what do we want to do with the conflicts? Do we want it to hit each conflict one at a time? Yeah, you motherfucker. It's either Nate, Oren Erickson, Bowden Foster. Oh, who else? I'm gonna figure out who the hell you are, bro. None of you guys. Oh my god, it's got to be Bowden. It's got to be Bowden. There's no way it's not. I'm calling you out, bro. And if it's not Bowden, drop your Venmo and I'll Venmo you $100. I'm getting a little caught up trying to figure out what comes after this. Should it return an array of all the conflicts it finds, or should then search for other potential conflicts? What do you think? A unified array of every conflict it finds in the window, rather than breaking the logic into multiple passes. Or returning a flat list of all detected conflicts, you can guarantee the exec agent has everything in one payload, no risk of missing a midstream issue because you split them up. Okay, we could do, let's, instead of scan window, let's just call this get existing. Let's say get conflicts, and then we'll have other one called find conflicts. Because there's one of them will be marked in the column from other potential workflows, but then we also want this one to be reasoning on certain conflicts. So we'll say find conflicts, and we'll say this command is used to scan, schedule, and reason about which tasks can be labeled as conflicts. Just keep it for like that for now. I want to later introduce new conflict types. Airtable reads aren't free. What? Oh. What should conflicts? The conflicts should. To reason about conflicts and how to find them. What conflicts? How should we define Find conflicts for the system. There's the obvious double booked crew outside of scheduling times like the weekend and before 7:30 a.m. and after 3:30 p.m. But I want to think about maybe deeper conflicts that would pop up for a construction manager, and I can't really think of any right now. You guys listen? Dope Limon? Anybody Dope Limon? Just me? All right. It's all good. I don't care. No. No. Listen here, motherfucker. You think you're in my head, but you're not. You're not. You don't know me. You don't know me. Sorry. Didn't mean to crash out on you. But mark my fucking words. You don't know me. Unless you do, which it sounds like you do know me. I still think you're Bowden. I still think you're Bowden. That offer still stands, bro. If you dox yourself, it's $100. Beyond the basics you've already captured, here are a handful of deeper conflict categories that tend to bite construction managers. When two or more tasks require the same piece of equipment, that's bullshit. I don't even have that. When a task is staffed by crew without necessary certification, I like this one. Permit and inspection when a dependent task is scheduled before its mandatory inspection or permit approval. I like that one. Material lead time violated. God damn it. When the ETA for long lead items. No, if you're asking about Colton, you got to be in Colton's grade. Because the only person, Nate Peterson called me that shit. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I have no idea. I do not know. I do not know, my friend. Material lead time, that's another good one. Site access conflict. When two tasks require mutually exclusive use of constrained space. Yeah, we don't got to worry about that. Overtime and fatigue threshold. This was actually pretty cool. If it worked. I can go into it, and it's my stream, so I'm going to go into it. Okay. I was really proud of this motherfucker because this is the guy who basically has to look at a new task being entered. So he goes and he looks at, okay, we are doing a bill. I think this was like a new exterior bill. So they're building like a little house off the side of a house. It's fake. It's not real. But anyway, it's real to this system. That's what matters. It gets an array, which just means a long list of data. And that just has the name of the task and then the duration of hours, and then it gives it an ID so it can be searched. This task or these array is completely generated without any resource scarcity, which means it's generated without needing to, assign a crew member or look at the schedule to it. And that's where, you know, the rest of this logic takes over. So it runs each of these tasks one by one through this whole system. First going through this guy, which is one of the biggest prompts I've written so far to date, which we can look at. You know, I mean, it's a lot of words, whatever. But here, the crew scheduling logic. This is a whole long section about how this agent needs to reason about understanding crew, understanding the task, and assigning the crew in a smart way to the task. For example, in our crew data section, we have basically tags on each of these crew members. These are the real crew members for the company. And in here, it basically says all the skills, and it says right here, team lead. What team lead means is they know what the fuck they're doing. What apprentice means is they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So one of the rules was, you're only allowed to schedule apprentices with team leads, but team leads can go back and forth from different project sites because they need to oversee. So there's a section in the Airtable form when a person is when a construction company is adding a new project in. There's this question called crew preferences, where they would just type in the types of crew preferences they wanted. And what was happening was the system would see that crew preference and it would just be like, okay, you want Mat C on the task? Cool. Let's put Mat C on every single task that gets set up. And I was like, no, that's not cool. So this whole section, which is like all about basically scheduling crew, it literally tells the agent how to think. This section outlines how to carry out crew preferencing. Crew preferencing should be applied when the crew preferences column in the project's Airtable is populated with crew members. Real riveting stuff, am I right? I talked about balanced distribution. So you want to, make sure you're not over assigning the same crew. You want to make sure you're skill matching them with the team lead tags. You'll see that in here. Preference overrides. If all preferred or primary crew are unavailable, select the next most qualified and available crew member based on their skills. This was cool. The fatigue and rest. We gave it. I gave it understanding about crew members getting fatigued. Like, you should not be scheduling demolition for 4 times in a row for one guy. We don't want that. And then crew availability. Only define it when they're whatever. And then we have like so whatever. This is an example of like good prompting. You basically narrow down all of the agent's knowledge and you give it the way to reason. So all of its little thinking power can just be going towards assigning crew members, but in the way you want it to. So really, the way you get the most out of these agents is like you can't just go in and say, AI, build me this. Like even when I'm using chat to help me build this, you end up building really shit workflows. What you really need to do is you need to work on refining your idea of how the workflow should be built. So you'll go in there and you'll start with just some rough ideas, which is what I'm kind of doing right now with the conflict resolution. I don't have a full image yet of how I want the data flowing through the system. And because I don't have that image yet, I'm ending up asking a lot of questions to chat, and it ends up responding with kind of vague, like, okay, maybe this could work. But, if I was to able to like write a 3-paragraph prompt to chat right now, telling it exactly how I want this guy to be built, how the data is going to run through, then it's going to get a really good response. And that's the same thing. I mean, it's just the more clear you have the image of what you want the system to do, the better results you're going to get on just talking with the LLM and with chat, and then also setting up AI agents. That was a little brain dump for yeah. Anyway, okay, what did I ask it last? I already forgot. Oh yeah, we're going through what actually constitutes a conflict. So, for example, my system doesn't deal with equipment. It only deals with times. So skill mismatch is good. We'll add that one. Permit inspection windows, really good. We'll add that one. Material lead time, that's decently okay, but it doesn't have a lot of, I don't have a lot of data about material lead times. That's just kind of sometimes pops up in different notes in the Airtable. Site access conflict. Why did I paste that in? That's shit. We don't need that. That's stupid. Overtime fatigue threshold. Yeah, fuck it. Sure. Vendor trade availability. When a subcontractor plumber is scheduled outside the contracted hours, don't care. Concurrent critical path tasks. When two tasks on the project's critical path run in parallel, starving the schedule of necessary sequencing. You negate your own float and risk cascading delays. I have no idea what that means. I can't list that yet. Weather and environment. I don't have any APIs where it's plugged into like weather data, and I don't really want to do that yet. So here's the thing. Here's another brain dump. So I don't know if you guys are seeing. Maybe it's because I'm tapped into it. There's a lot of people starting these AI automation agencies. This is mine. Well, it looks like my partner is working on the website, so we're not going to be able to show you that. Anyway, a lot of people are starting these a year ago selling, chatbot $20,000 each because it was all AI and shiny. Well, now AI has been beat down everybody's head and throat, and a lot of people are scared of it and don't really understand it. And the businesses that do understand it aren't looking for these one-off tiny solutions anymore. A one-off solution would be, say this, construction manager actually had a good data, like a good database. If I were to just like build an agent that allowed him to ask questions to his data and get back relevant answers. So like say if he just wanted to say, give me a high level scope of my my projects coming up, and it returned it back, that would be like an example of a one-off fix. Instead, the way to win in this is you got to build like an actual like SaaS product. Like you got to build a software product and platform. So we're taking this, me and my partner, we're going to take this, and we're basically right now in the super early stages of just like determining which products we're going to build for construction managers. Which ones are product market fit, like which ones the construction managers really need, their most painful problems. And then we're actually going to build like a live portal for them. We're gonna build like a login, and it's gonna be a super nice dashboard instead of just like having them interact with an Airtable. Like this is ugly. Nobody wants to interact with this, right? Instead, it'd be better to like I had chat just like draft up like a fake image of what it could possibly look like. Something like this, opulence construction management, you got your dashboard, projects, marketing, leads, reports. Like within this dashboard, you'd actually have more, you'd have all of your different products that could clip into it. So say I perfect the master schedule system, okay, which I'm pretty far out from doing. That's probably not going to be the first product that I try to sell to these construction managers. I'd probably sell them a lead generation or an advertising service. But basically the point is like going in and beating other AI automation agencies is building systems as opposed to just one-off services and products. So I'm building with that in mind going forward. And I'm still very far from, actually having this built, but I think it's going to work pretty well, and I'm excited to show y'all that when it does. Should we go through my thumbnails? WC was super good this year. Last year, I had a lot of fun. I moved into a let's see. Actually, I can probably show. There's probably something here that shows it. I moved into a house with 3 of my other friends, and dude, it was just so cool. We had like a big old basement, One of my close friends, I don't know if you probably went to Stanwood, you know Benjamin Morgan Reynolds, especially if you're in the band. Anyway, he's got a dope band at school, and we would throw like basement bash parties. Dude, they sound so good. It's insane. Um, yeah. Anyway, so it was a lot of fun. My now business partner. Um, Classes were fine. Trying to get back to Pullman pretty soon. Uh, School starts in like 2 months. I'm already a fucking junior, dude. Yeah. Oh my god, my brain hurts from these things. Thank you, dude. Yeah, no, WSU is it's a really cool it's a really cool I'm happy that I'm going there. And honestly, I'm blessed that my parents can like they're paying my tuition, so I only have to worry about housing and stuff like that. Um I've had some complaints about like some of the material of the courses. I'm studying entrepreneurship, which is, I mean, it makes sense, but you could argue that like it's too general of a degree, which I would say, yeah, it probably is. But I've been combating that with like this type of stuff, or running my detailing business, like deep trying to do like deep knowledge and other things. So sometimes, like during this last school year, I felt like, okay, like why I'm learning a lot more from you know trial and error in the real world. I'm a little frustrated that my parents are forking over this much money. Investors, I'm meeting possible mentors. So no, you can't sleep on the connections of WSU. You can't sleep on it. And I feel like every college kid who's identifying as an entrepreneur probably gets angsty and wants to drop out. So yeah. Anyway. Oh shit. I gotta move my car. Um well, this is almost about 2 hours. I'm probably gonna end this one here, work on it a bit more at some point. But yeah, I'm gonna start live streaming more. People who come, people who don't. Either way, I'll be yapping to myself or yapping to Mystery Man Rich. If that's you still there, Rich, I hope you have a wonderful night. And yeah, see y'all.